Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to yet another late night live stream. It's great to see all you guys joining us today because if you clicked on this video, you want to see some epic camera rigs tonight. And we've got a couple ones lined up. I'm really excited to show them to you guys. And it's always fun to look at other setups that other people are doing because you might learn something from the way that they're rigging out their camera. I know that I have learned so much about the best way to rig out a camera just from seeing how other people are doing it. So I'm really excited to take a look at your rigs. And if you have not submitted a picture of your camera rig yet, do so right now. Get onto Instagram real quick and send them in a DM to me at Chadwin. It's just my first name, at Chadwin. And I will try to review all of them on this live stream. I'm sure that we'll get to all of them. We will go as long as we have to get to them. So don't be worried if you submit a picture, we will review it. And don't worry if your camera isn't fully rigged out and whatever, that's okay. I would love to see what you're working with. If you're just starting to build it out, that's okay. Because at one point I was just building my camera rig out and it was pretty much bare bones, nothing at all. So send those pictures right now. And let me know, guys, in the chat right now, where are you from, where are you joining from on the live stream tonight. It's always fun to see where everyone is at. So yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff coming. I want to show you some pictures that were sent tonight of different camera rigs in the community. There's really cool stuff. And before I, start with the first one here, I want to show you guys what I actually started on. So I'm going to get it pulled up. And it's funny because, a lot of you probably know my channel because of the different, camera rig builds that I've done, but I haven't always been building out cameras. At one point, I just had basically my own camera and a lens, and that was it, and really nothing much else to it. So I just want to show you guys that. And so you can, know that, hey, if you haven't already been able to build one out yourself, that's okay. You can do that if you want to through time, obviously, right? So I'm going to pull up the first one here, one that I built out, let's say, back in the day. So let's see if I can get that up. All right, here we go. So here's the first camera rig that I ever did. This is the Canon Rebel T3i, and this was my first nice camera that I've got. I had old point and shoots and stuff, but this is the first one that was actually a DSLR that shot nice 1080p footage, right? And my extent of rigging it out was just throwing a battery grip on there on the T3i to give it better battery life. That was it. And I think even on this I had a kit lens, and yeah, pretty terrible. And it's sad because even in this picture you can see that I have auto settings turned on right there, which is hilarious because you don't ever want to shoot in auto, and who knows how I was shooting when I first started out, but yikes, auto settings. So yeah, don't be afraid to send your pictures, even if your camera looks almost as bare bones as mine does from back in the day. So yeah, it's pretty funny, but let's see what's going on in the chat, and we'll keep this thing going. So what's up? Sev Weber, he says, I wish I had a camera. That's okay. Maybe your phone can be your camera rig. Ben Folsom, yo, what's up? How you doing, man? Good to see you back. Malachi Coppinger, Nebraska, what's up? How's it going? Hopefully it's warm-ish in Nebraska, not getting too crazy cold. I know the weather's been crazy. Ken from LA, how you doing? David Turbo Photography, Omaha, Nebraska. All right, awesome. Couple people in Nebraska. You guys can go do some shoots together or something. Harry Sunderland joining from Ireland. How's it going? Yeah, bit late, 3 a.m. Holy cow. Let's see. Colton Photography. He's in Montreal, Canada. How you doing? Brick Bros. What's up? Kai? I can't speak. Kai and Photos. What's up? Kenya, Africa. Cool. Yeah, it looks like you guys are already connecting about the Nebraska thing. That's fun. Franco Films here from Pueblo, Mexico. Awesome. All right. And Harry says he's got a G7 and a Ronin SC. I'm going to get the Blackmagic 4K, but curious if it'll fit on it. Don't know if you've tried it. I haven't tried the Ronin SC with the Pocket 4K, but the Pocket 4K, as you probably already know, is a pretty big camera. It's unlike any other camera shape that I've ever worked with. Even some of the bigger like more cinema style DNG cameras aren't quite as awkwardly shaped as the Pocket 4K, but I imagine someone's made it work. If you can spring for it, maybe get a used Ronin S. There should be a lot of those on the market now with the newer Ronin S2 being out, and that'll definitely handle the Pocket 4K. I have done that. I've ran the Pocket 6K, which is even bigger and heavier, on the Ronin S with no problem at all. Yeah, so hopefully that's helpful, but let's take a look at a couple more rigs here, and I want to show you guys just a few more pictures of camera rigs that I've built out, and then we're going to get to all of your guys's because there's some really great submissions. And thank you so much for all of you that have already submitted photos. It's really fun to see them. So stay tuned, stay on the live stream. I'm going to get to everyone's pictures that have been submitted, and if you haven't yet, do so now at Chadwin. I'll put it down in the chat here too, just in case. I mean, it's pretty easy to see. But all right, so let's see here. I'm gonna pull up a quick photo of a couple old rigs that I did, and I just want to show you kind of some of the ones that I started off with. And I think it's hilarious to just go back and look at old rigs, because I've learned so much as I've been building out cameras and realizing more and more like what I really need to make a really good camera rig and make something that's really effective. So that's been really fun to look at all these old ones. I was trying to pull up like different images from the past, and it was kind of hard because I had to go back so far on my computer to find them. So I couldn't even find like some of my oldest rigs, but here's one. Pull this up here. All right, so this was with the Sony A7S, and this is when I was really starting to get into rigging, but even still, it wasn't quite what I wanted it to be. So I'll zoom in here. You guys can get a better look. Let's see here. All right, so yeah, A7S, and then I've got a Tamron 24-70 on there with the little, focus ring on there wrapped around it, which I've just gotten away from because it's so hard to pull focus when you're using like a focus ring as opposed to something with hard stops. I have an old newer matte box on there that broke on me. That thing was a piece of junk. As they say, buy cheap, buy twice, because then you got to buy one again later. Now I've bought thrice, gone through 3 matte boxes because I bought another one that wasn't as good. I've got a big 7-inch monitor on there and this terrible little arm that's just made of plastic, and it just never ever held up on me the way that I wanted it to. Let's see if I can paint that on there. Oh, it's not working. Hold on. Yeah, so I'm trying to, this is the first time I've used Photoshop on a live stream, so bear with me, guys. I'm trying to make this work. All right, there we go. This little plastic piece for holding up my monitor, it's on a cold shoe, so it would just always slip right out of the cold shoe, or that plastic didn't hold up very well, and it ended up like tilting back. I've learned so much. This is still a great piece. This D-tap battery connection is still awesome. I don't run with this follow focus anymore. Now have the Tilta Nucleus Nano, which is electronic follow focus, wireless. I like a lot better than the manual one, but it still works great. So, and using a totally different top handle now as well. So many things have changed on this rig, but man, I'll tell you what, it is pretty funny to go back and look at these old setups. So let's see what's going on in the comments, and then I'm gonna jump into the first rig, see what we've got. Let's see here. All right, Yeet Yeti, what's up? Tommy Pham from Seattle, how you doing? Schedule admin, thanks for watching the last video. I appreciate that. Matt Gillard says, do you have a favorite matte box? I'm trying the new small rig one and the Tilta Mini, but I'm not sold on them. Yeah, Matt, I would check out the Polar Pro Basecamp. It's definitely the most expensive, but man, I love that matte box. It uses its own proprietary ND filters, so you can't just buy standard 4x4 ones. You have to buy theirs, but their variable ND filters are really, really nice, and they make mist ones with like basically black pro mist built into them, so to soften up the image, and they're just really nice. It's definitely much more expensive than either of the two you mentioned, but the quality is there, and it's lasted me a while already with no issues. So That's what I would check out if you can. Let's see. GoPro Vlog says, I got a GoPro 7 Black. Very fitting for your for the name of your channel. All right. Let's see. Tommy Pham says, can you make more videos about 2x anamorphic videos? Yes, I will try to do that in the future when I get my hands on more anamorphic lenses. Right now I can only rent them. They're way too expensive to buy the nice ones. But if I can get my hands on them, I would love to. Let's see. Brick Bros, what's up? He says, what upgrades would you recommend for a Nikon D3200? I'm thinking about getting follow focus and a dummy battery. Those are great places to start. If you haven't already put a cage on there, definitely put a cage on that as well, so you can really build it out. Franco Films says, looks like my actual setup. Not sure which one you're talking about. Maybe you're talking about the A7S one I've done. That's cool though. And let's see. Harry Sunderland talking about the A7S I had pulled up. I'm just catching up to the chat. He's saying it looks like the A7S is lost in that setup. Yeah, it's buried deep in there under a lot of stuff. And it is a great camera. All right, so let's pull up the first rig that's been submitted tonight. And you know what? Let me pull up this old rig first here. And I want to see what you guys think about this. If you hate it, let me know. But I was thinking it might be fun to kind of like rate camera rigs, but then talking to my wife, she was saying, no, don't rate them. People might not like that if you rate their camera rig low or something. So let me know if you want me to rate them like 1 out of 5 stars. It'll just be just kind of for fun. Or if you guys want to rate them. So I want to go, let's see, look at one of my old ones here, pull this up. Whoa, we zoomed in, and do a little rating on it and just show you guys what I think of this one. So, I mean, I think everyone's, rigs that I have seen so far really awesome. No losers, no like lame rigs at all. Everything has been really, really nice. So the rating is just kind of a joke. So, but here's what I think of my old rig, my first Canon Rebel T3i rig. It's kind of funny. Here's what I'm going to rate it for you guys. So it's only a 1 star, sadly. The Sharknado rig status. The worst of worst films. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Only gets a 1 star. Now, so I mean, let me know in the comments if you want me to rate them. If not, we'll just watch them back. I think it's funny. So, all right. Take a quick look. Back down in the chat, make sure I didn't miss anything. All right, good. So, all right, now we're going to pull up the very first one that's been submitted tonight. And here we go. All right. So here we've got a really nice camera rig. This is Rob from Chicago on Instagram. I'll try and, link everyone's usernames down at the bottom so you guys can check them out if you're interested. But yeah, man, this is a good looking rig. And I'll try to give some like creative feedback as well on things that, you could possibly improve if you want to invest in the future. I know for me, sorry. Like I said, this is my first time using Photoshop on a live stream, so it's going a little crazy on me. Try and get this to fit back in there for you guys. All right. So, anyways, try and give you a little bit of creative feedback on the rig. It's a great looking rig to start off with. I can't tell which camera it is exactly. Let me know if you're down in the comments, man, which camera you're shooting on here. But I would love to know what camera it is. I can't tell. It looks like one of the Sonys, but I'm not positive. It's kind of covered up by everything. But so I'll give you guys some just basic creative feedback on what I like and what I see could be improved. Obviously everyone's on a different budget, and so no expectations there on that. But all right, so obviously first thing that I love here is you've got a top handle on there. This is great. And looks like you're running the Sumo, Atomos Sumo. That's also great. Really, really powerful, bright monitor. And then one thing I will say though is this little connection here. So you got it on a cold shoe. Has that ever slipped off on you before? I know for me, even I'll tighten that down like crazy, and that can still sometimes slide out, especially if you bump it just right. What I would recommend is changing that connection. So SmallRig sells a bunch of little monitor mounts, and I think there are 2 little holes right here in the front that I can see on the cage, and you can get that little SmallRig monitor mount that'll actually, it'll go screw right into the front there, and then you can put the monitor there, and it'll lower the center of gravity for the monitor and bring it down so it's not sticking up so high at the top of your rig, and it'll make that a much more stable connection. So yeah, I would recommend checking that out. And then yeah, this looks good though. Got a good cage on there. 15 mil rod setup is awesome. Can't tell what lens you're rocking there, but it looks like maybe like an 18 to 55 or something. Good, good range there. What I would say, if you end up running a follow focus, you can always put a gear on there. And it looks like you've got probably a wireless lavalier here. Nothing's plugged in, but looks like a lavalier setup. So yeah, I think this is a great camera rig. Gets the job done. A couple things, like I said, that I might change. Probably just that monitor mount setup would be the biggest thing. Switch that thing out and get that monitor a little bit more secure. And then, yeah, I mean, there's obviously a lot of space here to add things. Add a follow focus if you want to. Add a matte box or something if you want to. Or like a battery solution here in the back, maybe in the future. But yeah, I think this is awesome. Really great rig. Thanks, Rob, for sending that over. Good stuff. All right. Let's jump back over here for a sec. See what's going on in the chat. You guys, keep the chat going. Hit me with your questions, whatever it is. If this is not, if this isn't your rig or you can't submit a rig photo, that's okay. Hit me in the chat. Let me know if you have any questions or comments on anyone else's. Yeah. So, all right. Let's see here. Starfell Productions, what's up? He says hello from Florida. Ken says he likes it. It's simple. Yeah, it's a nice rig. Simple, nothing too complicated. All right, let's jump into the next one here. All right. Okay, so this one is from Adventure Productions. See if I can zoom in here. Oop. Sorry, guys. All right. And then pull up our little photo brush here so we can talk about it. All right. It's hard to use Photoshop while live streaming. I'm realizing I've never done it before, and I'm running another piece of software while running something else. It gets a little complicated. So, all right, yeah, this is a sweet looking rig. Looks like you got a Sony A7S II, or maybe it's A7R. I can't tell for sure, but looks like one of the Sony cams to me. Looks nice. Got a huge zoom lens on there. I mean, your name here is Adventure Productions, so I assume that you do a lot of stuff out in the wild. Maybe this is a really good lens for catching wildlife, birds, bears, animals, and stuff like that. So just a massive lens on there. What is that? Is it like a 70 to 400 or something? I can't tell, but huge lens, all camoed out. So yeah, you must be doing, maybe you're a hunter or something. Got a good monitor setup on there. Looks like the Small HD Focus 5, possibly. I see a Small HD logo in there with a nice cage. I love that. And then, of course, a nice sun hood on there, so you're going to block out any of that light when you're out shooting in bright sunlight, which sounds like what you do a lot of. And then you got a good mic on there, and it looks like you're probably just using that for scratch audio and getting the surrounding, sounds of the trees and animals or whatever. I don't know, but that's nice. And of course, you got a good wind muff on there to get rid of all that wind noise for all the outdoor stuff. Yeah, this is a good looking rig. I like that. Okay, here we go. Yeah, he says it's S3 with the Sony 200 to 600. Okay, so A7S3. Nice. Yeah, great camera. I did a full review on that. It's a really, really nice camera. So that's awesome, man. And the 600 millimeters, yeah, you can zoom really far. And what kind of stuff do you shoot with that? Mostly like wildlife, or what kind of stuff? I would love to know. It definitely looks like a good setup for I don't know. I don't know what kind of stuff people shoot, but out in the wild, birds, I don't know. But it looks like a good setup for that. Really cool stuff. And I love too that you got it on the Manfrotto tripod here, just fully all the legs are totally pulled out, so you can get a really nice stable shot. Because when you're shooting that far zoomed in at 600 millimeters, you need a really, really steady setup, which looks nice. One thing I am wondering is with the 600 millimeter lens, I can't tell for sure, but is your quick release plate mounted onto the lens itself? Are you using like the little ring that goes around the lens, and then that's where your quick release plate is mounted? It looks like it is. I can't tell for sure. The camera looks like it's kind of floating, but if it is, that's great. That's the best way definitely to mount large telephoto lenses like that, is right off of the lens mount. Helps it be so much more stable. So yeah, I think that's great. Really cool. Yeah, he says wildlife. Cool stuff, man. All right. Very cool. So let's get on to the next one that we've got in the lineup here. And we're going to be taking a look here at Daniel Guti. Sorry if I'm messing up anyone's name. But yeah, this looks like a great rig as well. Looks like we're rocking the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 6K, I think. Zoom in here. Yeah, it looks like a 6... No, that's a 4K. This front end doesn't look quite long enough to me. I think that's the 4K. So awesome stuff, man. Yeah, that's definitely a 4K because you got a Metabones adapter on there. So yeah, rocking the Pocket 4K. Great camera. You know, you guys have probably seen I use the Pocket 6K all the time. I've got it right here. Kind of just broken down. It's not really fully rigged out or anything, but a little bit of stuff on there. So obviously a great camera. Love the rig, man. So let's see here. Let's check out what you got going on. So Pocket 4K, running a, is that the Sigma 18-35 it looks like, with the Metabones adapter. Some of you guys actually like commented and said what your rig was, but I've have too many photos to remember what all the comments said, like the messages, but that's what it looks like you're rocking. If you're in the chat, you know, just let me know, let the audience know what it is exactly. But it looks like the 18-35 with the Metabone Speedbone adapter. It's great. And then, you know, got the Polar Pro matte box on there like we were talking about earlier. You know, being asked about which matte box you like the best. This is definitely my favorite. It's the most expensive. Okay, it's not the most expensive matte box. They're like ones that are thousands of dollars, but it's on the higher end of like the indie, more entry level side. But it is a fantastic matte box. Just clips onto the front. You don't even have to mount it to the rails, which it doesn't look like you have. Love that. And then got a nice Tilta Nucleus Nano on there. Fantastic. Oh, here we go. Looks like got the focus wheel in the back. I just saw that in the back there. So yeah, that's great. And looks like you're rocking the Tilta cage. Let's see any small rig parts on here. I don't see maybe this little arm. Yeah, looks like you're a Tilta guy. I really like Tilta stuff, but it's just a little bit more expensive. And honestly, I do so much like rigging and different things for different cameras that small rig is kind of the most affordable for me. But this looks awesome. Love the Tilta cage. And you've got a nice microphone on there, Sennheiser shotgun microphone. That looks great. Good for catching, you know, live audio around you. Maybe if someone's talking right in front of the camera, that'll work really well. And then this is interesting. I like this little kind of like outrigger side handle that you've got going on. It's definitely interesting how it comes in from the bottom and goes up. You don't see that too often. Most guys mount it like right out the side here, or maybe from the top and come down. So that's kind of cool. We've got it mounted. What is that? Let me know in the comments if you're here what you're using to have that come out the side like that. That's cool. And then I see you've got the V-mount battery there on the back. That's great. This camera is just so low on battery life that it's great to have that V-mount battery and plate back there. So awesome stuff. Yeah, this is a great looking rig, man. I love it. Yeah, it's funny because the Pocket 6K Pro, you know, obviously just announced. I know a lot of people are talking about it. Everyone's excited about the Pocket 6K Pro. I'm excited about it. I don't know whether or not I'm going to get it yet, but you guys have already seen, you know what's going on with it. Better battery life and everything. So it's funny because it solved a lot of the problems that the Pocket 6K and the 4K currently have. And so it's kind of like, hey, I don't need all of the rigging as much anymore. But I think for a lot of us that love to rig out our cameras, we're like, wait, no, I like it. I don't know. So I know they improved the battery life a little bit by switching to the Sony NPF batteries. Obviously the screen is tilting now, so you maybe don't have to have a monitor on top, and you have the built-in variable NDs, so maybe you don't have to throw the matte box on the front. There's just all these different little things that the new Pocket 6K Pro just solved. And so it's kind of making me wonder, like, wait, am I going to switch to that and not rig out my camera as much, or what? I don't know. I love it being rigged out. It looks professional, obviously, but it's extremely useful and handy on set because it has all the things I need. But now with the Pocket 6K Pro, it kind of got rid of a need for a lot of those extra little pieces that we have been bringing along with us. Well, let me know in the comments below. Are you guys going to upgrade to the 6K Pro? Does it look good? I don't know. I would love to know your guys' thoughts. And something I will say is that Blackmagic does not have an eye for, how would I say this, design. There's not a very good looking camera. I mean, when you put that side by side with something like the Red Komodo, my gosh, I mean, that is just such a beautiful looking little cube. And even something like, even the Z Cam, or I know I'm talking about the cube ones here, but even like something like the Fujifilm X-T4 is just beautiful with that, kind of vintage look. The A7S III, I think, has a great look, but the Pocket Cams, although I love them to death and I love the image you get out of it, I will say it doesn't have the street cred for that good look. It looks more like an old, like 80s dad cam or something. And once they added that EVF on there, man, it just got so much more dad cam looking, like a seriously old video camera. I don't know. Do you guys like the design? I still think it's just goofy as ever, but good company, good image, really impressive stuff coming out of it, but just such a goofy design. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. So yeah, back to this after my little rant on the Pocket 6K Pro. I thought about releasing like a whole video just talking about it, but there's a bunch of guys that have already done it and have some good input on it. And if you watch the live stream where they released it from Blackmagic, I don't have much to add. So yeah, I like the monitor that you've got on top here. This looks really nice. Feel World makes great monitors that are decently priced. They're not too expensive. Yeah, I like that. It looks like the 7-inch monitor, which for me, I've shot with 7-inch monitors on top of my camera a few times, but they usually just end up kind of being a little bit too big for me, getting a little bit more in the way. So, but I don't know if it's obviously really nice for getting better focus and, kind of getting good framing and exposure. It helps out a ton. But yeah, one thing I might recommend, and I recommend this already, to one of the previous rigs, is switching out this. I hate articulating arms. Oh, they're the bane of my existence, because you're gonna knock that and it's just gonna spin out of control. There are so many good little monitor mounts from SmallRig or Tilta that you could put on the front there. Get that monitor a little bit lower and make sure that it doesn't just rock off of that, little articulating arm. You have to tighten those down so hard, and even once you do, sometimes they still spin on you and it just drives me crazy. But yeah, other than that, man, it's a good looking rig. No issues that I'm seeing here. I think it's really nice. It's really clean, good setup. It looks like your center of gravity is really nice and low on it. Nothing's too high except for that monitor, which I might bring down a little bit. Otherwise, yeah, really good looking rig. Really cool stuff. Thanks, Daniel, for shooting that over. It's a cool looking rig. And the background's cool too. Look at this wallpaper, man. This brick, this little build out around the TV. Got some aesthetics up in here. I don't even know. Is this like your house or is this like a set? It's pretty cool. Cool stuff. All right. Keep moving on here. So, see what's going on. All right. Adventure Productions. It's an Arca lens mount. Okay. So yeah, back to talking about the lens mount on his larger telephoto 2 to 600 millimeter lens, or whatever it was, 3 to 600 millimeter. Yeah, it's 2 to 600 millimeter lens. Mounting it on the lens there. That's great. Matt Gillard says, sweet rig, awesome rig. Yeah, guys, freaking support these guys in the chat. They've got some really cool stuff. So, you know what? I'm not going to rate all the cameras, so as not to offend anyone, but I do got to drop one on this one because I really like the look of this thing. See if this works. Inception status. Thing is epic. Really good looking camera, man. All right. So let's see what else is going on and we'll keep going. Brick Bros says, sometime you should do a live stream like this about editing PCs. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. I use all Mac. I don't have any editing PC knowledge or anything like that, if that's what you're talking about. But yeah, so try to help out where I can, but I'm not super well versed on that kind of stuff. I'm a Mac guy now. Ilya? Sorry, I can't tell. It says Ilya Kavelkin. I'm terrible with everyone's names, and it's like a worldwide audience, so I just never know what language this is supposed to be said. Have a nice stream. Thank you very much. Ken says 7-inch monitors are too big and heavy for me. Yeah, I think they're really nice to like see, like really get the image. They work really well in studio. I found that like having a big monitor to plug into in studio is fantastic. Like we run the Atomos Sumo in studio, and that's a 19-inch monitor. It's massive, but we don't put it on top of the camera. It's actually on its own, C-stand for pulling focus and just seeing what the image looks like and getting the client to see what it looks like. But yeah, for me, the 7-inch monitors are a little bit too big on a handheld rig as well. I like to go with a 5-inch. I think it's just like a perfect medium spot. All right. Harry Sunderland says, so my near setup is looking for a Pocket 4K using micro 4/3 lenses, which I already have, and maybe adapting the Sigma 18-35 or getting the 6K and going straight EF and trying to sell the lenses. Thoughts? Yeah, Harry, I think if you can, I would go with the Pocket 6K. You're going to find a lot of them used now online. You might even find mine used online if I end up getting the 6K Pro. But yeah, you're going to find those for much cheaper. And if you could save up a couple $100 extra, I would get the Pocket 6K. So then you're not dealing with the adapters, and you can just put the lens right on there that you want instead of doing any adapting at all. And yeah, the Sigma 18-35 is obviously a really great lens. People love that lens, pairing it up with the Pocket cams. So I think that's a great way to go. For those of you guys that watch the channel a lot, you know that I always rock Canon EF glass for the most part and just adapt it to whatever camera I need to because it's the most adaptable. So that's what I'm invested in. But yeah, it's totally up to you and what kind of glass you want to use. So sorry, send in a quick message here. There we go. All right, let's get into the next camera rig and get this thing pulled up here. All right. Okay, so here we've got a submission from Eco Dragon on Instagram. Good looking rig here. So I'm going to get the paintbrush pulled up and we can take a closer look. All right. And he sent me a couple photos, I think. So if you want to see some other angles, let me know down in the chat. All right. So let's see. It looks like he's got a Canon. Can't tell exactly what it is, but it's got a flip out screen all folded in here. Looks like maybe a Canon Rebel lineup. I can't say for sure. It doesn't look like one of the mirrorless ones. It looks like definitely a DSLR, not a mirrorless. I can't tell for sure. But yeah, man, this is a great looking rig. Got a big cage on there. You don't see this too often, but I think it's kind of cool to use these like universal cage mounts because obviously you can switch it out to any camera that you want to, and that's really nice. Obviously, you can raise it up or down as needed with the different heights there, so that's kind of cool. Nice top handle on there. This looks nice. I can't tell what that is. Might be. Hold on one sec. Sorry, guys. Had to get some water. Had the wife bring me some water. Talk this long, and I just run out of steam for my mouth. So, anyways, yeah, top handle. That's where we were. So the top handle, I think this is great. What I will say is that I think with this, like, I love these tilt arms that you know, the small HD focus has, and a bunch of other Chinese companies have copied that swiveling arm. It's fantastic for filming yourself, but when you're out shooting a client, you probably don't need this to swivel around, and it ends up getting your monitor super high up. So I sound like a broken record, but here's what I would do is take this little swivel arm off, and then I would add a monitor mount to the bottom of this, a sturdy one from SmallRig, and mount it to the front of your top handle here. There's probably threads on the front. I can't see it, but there's a good chance there's some threads there, or I can see you have a 15 millimeter rod, like little hole there, and that you could probably just slide a rail through and then mount the monitor onto the rail or something and get it just a little bit lower so it's not sticking up so high. That's what I find with a lot of rigs, is the center of gravity can be pretty thrown off because it's super high. So trying to bring that down. Got a good little shotgun microphone on there for grabbing scratch audio. I think that's nice. If you do end up bringing the monitor down and getting rid of this little tilt arm, you can mount this pretty much anywhere. You can mount it right here, put a cold shoe mount anywhere along this. I love you got the V-mount battery rock in there. That's awesome. You got to have a battery solution, in my opinion, because if you want to shoot video for a long time, you know that it just dies on you sometimes. So that's great. Let's see. Got a good matte box set up here. I can't tell what brand it is exactly. If you're in the chat, you know, leave a comment, let me know. But yeah, I think that's a good looking matte box. And then I can see you've also got, you know, the full donut on there, the lens donut, it looks like. So that's nice for basically if your lens is too small for the opening of your matte box, you can get that all connected up together better and not have any light leaks by adding that. So I see a lot of guys don't add that, and then they still get light leaks in their matte box because it's not a totally closed off thing there. So, all right. Sorry, I get some more water here. All right, but yeah, gonna keep plugging along here. A lot of great stuff. All right, take a look at the chat. All right. Harry Sunderland says, thanks for the stream. Great to have a place to be able to get everybody's thoughts out in this weird time. Yeah, for sure. It's nice to be able to gather together and get some input from other people. So Fly with the Guys says he knows a lot about editing PCs. There you go. You guys got to connect up, get some pro tips there. Ken says that's mine, Canon T4i with a Rokinon 35mm. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I couldn't tell what it was exactly. It looked like one of the Rebel series T1s. Like I showed at the beginning of this stream, I started out on the Canon Rebel T3i. Fantastic camera to start with. And so the T4i is definitely an upgrade from that. And you've got it like fully rigged out. So that's awesome. Let's see here. Colton Photography says, I'd be very careful though, as it looks like a top plate is only attached to the hot shoe. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so talking about the rig. Ken says the quality with those lenses at 1080p looks really good. Tested it on my 4K TV. Yeah, I think the Rokinon lenses are great. I've got a whole set of the Rokinon Cine DS lenses, and they do a great job. I've shot plenty of things with them in 4K and 6K, and they definitely do a good job resolving higher resolutions, so no issues there. All right. Let's see here. So I'm trying to keep up with the chat, see where I'm getting lost. All right. Yeah, good looking stuff. Yeah, Ben Folsom says, let's see some other angles. Yeah, let me see if I can pull up the other angles for that. All right, hold on. Okay, here we go. Just getting this pulled up now, guys, in live in real time with y'all. See what this thing looks like. All right, here we go. Okay, so here's another angle on his setup here. So now I can see much more clearly. He's got the Canon Rebel T4i, like he said. Here we go. Yep. So cool. And then obviously we could see the Rokinon Cine DS lenses there really easily. One question I do have when I was looking at this was, you have the Rokinon lenses with the teeth on it, but then you have another band wrapped around the outside of the teeth. Why do you have that on there? I'm just curious. Is your follow focus like having trouble connecting up with it? That's what my only thought could be, is maybe your follow focus isn't close enough to get to the actual gears. So yeah, kind of interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that before, like a follow focus little band around the actual teeth themselves. So let me know what's going on with that. But yeah, I think it's a good looking rig. Let's take one more look at the other picture here. See if I can find it. Oh yeah. Okay. So here's the other angle. Here we go. All right. So sorry, I'm trying to run Photoshop at the same time as this stream. It's like my brain is just like struggling to keep up. So yeah, this looks nice. Got the matte box, obviously huge flags on there. They're not going to be getting any lens flares with this setup at all. That looks great. And you've got it set up for a shoulder rig, so you can obviously pop this off that tripod and then run with the shoulder rig. I think that's great. One thing I would say is you have your V-mount battery like fully standing up and up straight, which is totally fine, because I know you got to flip out that screen to see those back settings and everything, but maybe flip out the screen, flip it around, and just have the LCD visible. But maybe tilt the V-mount battery more at like a 45-degree angle or something, kind of help like lower again that center of gravity, put it closer down on the shoulder rig, more like laid out flat, then straight up and down. It'll help balance that out a little bit more on a shoulder rig. But yeah, awesome looking stuff, man. I really like the rig. A lot of good parts on there. It looks nice. All right, let's move on to the Media Goats. So here we go. Great looking rig here. It looks like I've only got this one angle, but it looks like a Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera, 4K or 6K. Can't tell from this side. Let me know if you're down in the comments, man. But yeah, good looking rig, using all Tilta accessories here with the top handle, Tilta side focus handle, which I just did a whole video on, using that for a shoulder rig, and it works great for handheld grips or handheld shoots like this as well. So I love that. Looks really nice. Let's see here. Get out the paintbrush. Yep. Love that side handle, top handle. All that looks good. Again, Tilta V-mount battery plate there in the back. This looks really nice. It's going to be really nice, like weighted really well, so it's easy to get smooth handheld footage. And then something interesting in here I noticed was you've got a little input for your audio, like a full-size XLR, which I thought was pretty cool. Kind of nestled in there. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit hard to get to that back touchscreen if you need to make any changes to settings, but it looks like you have a solution for that up here, which looks like you've got your iPhone rocking with the app, so you can just like Bluetooth change on your settings, which I thought was kind of cool. Definitely an interesting approach. I know some people use their phones to run their cameras and everything, so I think that's cool. I don't do it very frequently because my phone battery is always dying or just like starts ringing or something in the middle of a shoot, but I think that's a great way to get to that back, LCD and make your settings changes there. So that's really cool. Let's see, get some of this drawing off. Yep, and then moving on to the monitor, looks like you got the port keys BM5 on there. Great monitor, really bright. I think it's 2000 or 2200 nits brightness, so it does really well out in bright sunlight, so you don't even need like a full lens monitor hood on there. And then I'm almost positive that Tilta sells something for mounting the monitor more in front of the handle instead of on top. You'll have to look and see. I know Small Rig has it. I keep talking about this over and over, but it's just a great way to get that monitor down at a lower spot. But yeah, I think it looks really good. This Foca matte box is great. That was the second matte box that I purchased, and I really liked it. It allows you to put simple 4x4 filters in there. You can put 2 of them in, so you can use any 4x4 ND filters. I think that's great, and you can spin them as well, so you can do variable ND filters. Really good matte box. Yeah, it's a good matte box. Since I'm now using the Polar Pro one, but because it's a little bit lighter and smaller, and I can just clamp it on the front when I'm not running with 15 millimeter rods. But otherwise, if you don't need that, this is such a good matte box, and for a good price too. Swings out, allows you to do lens swaps really easily. It's great. And then it looks like you're rocking the new Hollyland. I think it's like the Mars 400 Pro or something like that. I can't remember the exact name, but got a nice wireless transmitter there. So if anyone's pulling focus for you, or you just want the client to be able to see what you're shooting, you've obviously got a good setup there for that. And what I like is that it has a pretty good low center of gravity with this model. It's not sticking up really high because they have it running horizontally. So that's nice. What I will say is, anyone that follows this channel, they know that I hate articulating arms. Destroy that. No, I'm just kidding. But if you can find another way to mount that so that that doesn't move on you, because it looks like it's probably just screwed into like a 1/4 thread on your handle or something. And as you know, if you whack that the wrong way, it's going to just spin off. Oh, and it's the worst. So yeah, look into a couple little parts, even something like a little cold shoe mount adapter type thing, so that it's really short and has a really low center of gravity. It's not going to spin around. Maybe you could put that somewhere off the side of the handle or like on the cage somewhere. Obviously, you don't want it to get in the way of your hand, but there's probably another good way to do that so you don't have the articulating arm like unwinding on you and just moving around. I don't know. Maybe other people don't have the issues that I do with them, but I find that no matter how tight I get them, I always whack it and it always just comes apart. So yeah, man, great looking rig though. Love it. Thanks for submitting. It definitely looks like something that I would have built out. Like, I mean, I have almost all the same parts. So yeah, I think this is really cool. All right. Let's see what's going on in the comments here before I move on too much further along. And thank you guys all for hanging out with me. If you've submitted, one of your rig photos in the chat, I'm going to hop over on Instagram really quick and just see if there's any new submissions. Okay. Yeah, there's a couple in here. So I'm going to get them downloaded. So I make sure that I don't miss any of yours. I'm going to try to get to everyone's as quick as I can. But yeah, let's check out a couple things in the chat, and then I'm going to start downloading some new photo submissions. Thank you guys for dropping those in. All right. Let's see. All right. Okay. So talking about a couple different parts being used. Harry Sunderland says, curious, are you still using the 4x4s with the screw-on filter kit you talked about in your dynamic range video from 6 months ago? And if so, how much compared to the matte box? I couldn't afford both. Great setup. Yeah, so I really like those. If you guys aren't familiar, basically I did a video talking about getting more dynamic range out of your videos and using basically ND filters that are ND grads, right? So you can darken the top part of the image when you're shooting in bright skies, and the rest, the lower half of your image can be more well exposed. And sometimes I use that, but since Polar Pro just came out with their own ND grads that fit inside of the Polar Pro Basecamp matte box, I haven't been using them at all anymore. I think maybe I'll use them if I'm doing some shoots where I need 2 ND grads, or maybe I'm just doing photography and that's a much smaller kit. But yeah, otherwise I'll probably be using the Basecamp ones because I really like their ND grads. All right. Great question though. Thank you for that. So I'm just kind of stretching here, been sitting all day. All right. Let's see. Colton Photography says, if I'm going to use articulating arms, I only like to use them with an area locating pin adapter. Yeah, definitely those work. Those work so much better so that it doesn't spin out of like the 1/4 threads. That helps with the articulating arms a lot. I totally agree. Yeah, Matt Gillard says that rig was sweet. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, doesn't spin out when you're using the area locating pins, just to keep going on that. Yeah, looks good. Yeah, talking about clean cable management on it. Yes, very, very neat rig. All right, so let's keep going here. Got a couple more rigs that I have downloaded, and then I'm going to download the rest that you guys have already sent. So let's keep going. And let me know if you guys are liking this, if you like this live stream, if you're enjoying seeing other people's rigs, hit the like button right now and make sure you're subscribed. I know some people watch these things and never subscribe. I don't know why. If you're watching a live stream, you should be subscribed. So like and subscribe right now. All right. Yeah, this looks awesome. So let me see if I can add another layer here. in Photoshop, and then we can do a little drawing, have a little fun. So looks like we've got the Sony FS5 Mark II. Great camera. I use it all the time at the studio that I work at. We have one, and it's a good camera. So I love that. And then you've got the Pictor zooms on there, which I've got right here. Same lens, 20 to 55 millimeter Pictor zoom. Really good lens. Gives you great, range of zooms there. And then got the Tilted Nucleus Nano set up there with the side focus, which I love. Like I was saying earlier, I just did a whole video on this little focus grip, and I love it. It's great for handheld rigs, great for shoulder rigs. So great way to pull focus. And then it looks like you're using an adapter here. Looks like PL to Canon E mount. Let me know in the comments if this is true or not. I don't know. Looks like a PL to E mount, which is totally fine. Mine is the Canon EF mount right there. I mean, obviously Pictor zooms. If you guys watched my previous review of this, you can do a self switch out of Canon EF or PL mount. Sorry. So yeah, you can do either one. And I just have mine with the EF right now, so it just mounts directly on the Pocket 6K. But when you're going to Sony, you got to adapt it some way. So, sorry, got to take another water break here. I feel like talking nonstop for almost an hour. It's just, whew. All right, cool stuff. So, and then on the top here, looks like you've got the Ninja V or Ninja 5, whatever you guys want to call it, mounted up top with your Atomos, SSD, so you can record externally, which is great with the FS5 because I know you can get more data and better bit rates and everything like that when you're recording externally. So that looks good. And then you've got the small rig matte box on there, which is also really nice. Good looking rig, man. I love it. There's a bunch more I want to get to, so I can't take too much more time on it, but it's looking really nice. Got the nice carbon fiber rails on there. Great looking stuff. And that's from Alec Godwin Official. Cool rig, man. Looks really good. Nothing too overly complicated on there. Looks like you have really honestly the basics that you need. There's nothing about the camera that's basic, but there's nothing too extra on there. It looks like a really good clean setup. So all right, guys, so I'm going to leave this image up. You guys can just enjoy looking at it for a minute while I download a couple of the other ones that have come in here on Instagram. So bear with me for a second. I know a lot of you guys, I'm seeing your usernames on Instagram, and so I know that some of you guys are waiting for yours to be reviewed. So stick with me while I pull them up. All right. And let me know in the chat, is there anything I missed? Is there anything else you want to say about these rigs? Any questions you have? Would love to know. So just getting these downloaded now. It's fun because I love to review the camera rigs and everything, but sometimes it's hard to, get them all downloaded in the middle of the live stream. So it's always nice to get them beforehand so that I can prep your guys' usernames and everything like that, so everyone can get credit for their rig really easily. So, all right, here we go. Got a couple more popping in here. Thank you guys again for sending these over. All right. Good stuff. All right, here we go. Sorry, I know you guys are all waiting, but we're almost there. I've got a couple more to download, and then you'll get them in. And a bunch of these are you guys commenting, so I know these are your rigs. We're about to get to them. Whew, some of these are crazy, man. Fully rigged out beasts. I can't even download all the pictures. There's so many different angles, but I love it. All right, hold on. Almost there. Here we go. And if I miss one of yours, let me know. Please, if you're in the comments and you're like, hey, I never saw mine, let me know, because I'm trying to get to all of them. There's just trying to keep it organized. All right. I think we've got them all from Instagram now. Sorry, I had to go through a bunch of them there to get through them all, guys, but I think we've got them. So appreciate you guys just hanging out. I know it's boring just waiting, but let's see. I'm going to close out a couple of these real quick so I can make space for a couple new ones. And then get them all loaded in. Just a sec. Yeah, it's helpful when I get them beforehand, because then it's like, hey, they're all ready to go. Let's hang out. Let's watch. But it just takes a sec for me to get to them all here. I got a whole new batch, guys. Whole new batch to play with. So hold on just a sec. Pulling them up in Photoshop. All right. Here we go. Maybe I'll just put them all in the same Photoshop, and then I'll just turn them on and off so you guys can see them all. All right, here we go. And I'm sorry, I don't have time to grab everyone's usernames for all these. So just comment down below in the chat. Just say, this one's mine or whatever, so that everyone can see them, because, yeah. All right, so here we go. Here we go. Pull up Photoshop. All right, so here's one that just got submitted. I'm sorry, I don't have everyone's usernames pulled up. I'm trying to get to them as quick as I can. So leave a comment right now if this one's yours, so everyone knows. Yeah, this is pretty intense here. What we got going on. It's hard to even see the camera. It's in there somewhere. Looks like one of the A7S IIIs. I don't even know what's on the side of this here. Something kind of blocking the side. Can't tell. What is this, guys? What is this this thing? I just can't tell. Oh, you know what? I think it's a recorder or something. Something hanging on the side there. I can't tell, but man, this thing is intense. So I think I've got another. Is that the same one? Yeah, this is the same one, another angle. See if you guys can see this a little bit better. So, all right. Yeah, Colton Photography says that would be mine. Okay, sweet. Yeah, dude, this thing is a beast. Okay, says it's a GH5. Thanks guys for hanging in there with me. I'm kind of getting a little bit flustered because I'm just trying to get all the pictures loaded in, and I can't remember everyone's usernames and everything while I'm doing it real quick to keep you guys here with me watching and not click away while you're getting bored of me loading them up. So GH5 looks good, man. Fully rigged out. Got the V-mount battery on the back. FX Lion, great V-mount batteries, nice small compact size. And then this is kind of fun up here. Got the double top handle up there. That thing looks beastly for really just getting good grip across the whole top. So it looks like, a couple different audio recorders in here, like XLR inputs, shotgun microphone. Looks like probably a wireless lavalier. Another wireless lavalier, possibly a Sennheiser one. I can't tell. There's so many microphones on here, which is great. I mean, you're able to capture all different, types of audio and everything. Really cool stuff, man. This thing's beastly. See if I can pull back up that other angle. That was crazy. So, okay, here we go. You can see that little wooden handle, side grip on there. I love that. Obviously you have the arm on there. So you can do nice shoulder rig setup, which this is great. You've got the shoulder rig that allows you to mount the camera right on top of your shoulder, which is great because now you're getting that weight further back. I've been looking into getting a shoulder rig plate just like that. I know Small Rig makes one, so it'll let you get the camera rig back further, more balanced. This looks good. Tilta Nucleus Nano on there, pulling focus. Yeah, man, this thing's an absolute beast. Definitely, I'm sure it gets heavy at times, but it looks great. Really cool looking rig, dude. Thanks for submitting it. All right, let's move on to the next one. I want to keep going so no one feels like they're missing out on their camera rig getting reviewed. So, hold on a sec here. I'm gonna before you guys see them all, try and hide some. Okay, let's see what's still showing. There we go. All right, so we'll just on and off from here. Sorry. This is just how we rock with Photoshop on the go. Let me put a background on here so you don't have to look at this terrible white, or no, like this checkered background is just ugly. Oh, black works. Okay, so here we go. Let's check this one out. Let me know in the chat, whose is this? Raise your hand. I don't know whose this is because I don't have everyone's Instagrams pulled up right now. I'm just trying to do too many things at once. Trying to Photoshop stuff and live stream is just crazy. All right, here we go. So, yeah, good looking rig here. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit so you guys can see it better. Looks like a Sony A7S Mark II. Can't say for sure, but I think it's a Sony A7S II. Let me know down below. And then got, looks like more of one of the universal camera cages on it, so you can pretty much throw any camera in there. Which, like I said earlier, nice to have. It's convenient. The only downside I will say is it definitely, the fit isn't there. Obviously, you have all that empty space. So if you can afford to, I know the A7S 1 and A7S 2 cages have come down in price a lot since new models have come out. So maybe think about grabbing one that's a little bit more form-fitting. The nice thing about that is when you go fully handheld or when you want to throw it onto a gimbal, you can, because the cage fits around so much better. Whereas with these larger boxy ones, there's no way you're getting that to balance on a gimbal. But I've balanced many caged A7S cameras with the form-fitting one. So nice little top handle. Got the monitor on there. That looks good. Articulating little arm though. Throw that thing out the window. You don't need it. Get a different one. I'm just kidding. I'm not trying to be harsh. I think it's a good rig. But yeah, just lose it. It's gonna twist off. It's gonna drive you crazy. Yeah, good lens. Interesting little kind of matte box thing on the front. I'd love to know more about that. Looks almost like one of the 4x4 filters is in there. And then with like some little bit of a lens hood on the end of it. So that's interesting. Let me know in the comments what exactly is going on with that. And shotgun mic and the shoulder rig. So yeah, this looks good. Nice rig, good setup there. So thanks for sending that, man. Let's see. Back into the comments real quick. Colton Photography is talking about his rig that I was saying. What is that giant thing on the side? He says it's Ninja V on a big monitor mount. Yeah, that's what I was thinking was going on. There was maybe a recorder or something. All right. Says he also has the Atom X sync module and he's mounted a Zion transmitter onto the SSD. Yeah, tons of stuff packed in there, man. That's great. Yeah, cool. So let's keep going. Let's keep on going here. So let's see the next rig we're going to pull up. All right, here we go. Please comment below right now if this is yours, because like I said, didn't have time to put everyone's usernames in with just the late arrivals on the submissions. But yeah, this looks good. Try and zoom in here. Looks like we've got A7S 2. Can't tell for sure, but looks like probably an A7S 2 with a battery grip on there, which is great. Obviously get that longer battery life. Makes it harder to balance on a gimbal, but it looks like you've pulled it off. Got the full Ronin, ring mount on there, which is obviously really nice to have for mounting all the different stuff. Let me get a little more water here. Sorry, guys. All right, so yeah, full V-mount battery setup, the monitor, everything's looking really good. You know, this is great rig for just running around. Huge cable here wrapped around. Lots of excess cable. I think I know exactly what that is. Looks like the extension for your shotgun mic. And I've done the same thing. That extension's like 10 feet long and you just got to wrap it around forever because it's just so long. I know they make shorter ones, but I've done the same thing. Shotgun mic, looks good. Got the Ronin S handle broken off there, which is nice because then you get that center of gravity nice and low. Get it to fit inside of the ring mount. Yeah, good looking stuff. And obviously you can grip it from right here and still fully control the Ronin. So yeah, I think this looks really nice, man. I know a lot of people have done this sort of ring setup with their Ronins, and it's obviously, pretty custom and everything because they didn't have like a full setup for this. But now I know with the new Ronin S2, they made like a full setup for it. So it's a little bit easier to do. So yeah, I think that's great, man. Love it. Love the look. It's a nice looking cam. So yeah, it's Rule Hines A7R2. Thanks for commenting, helping me out, guys. Yeah, A7R2, great camera, great looking rig, man. Thank you so much for submitting. And it's the mic cable. Yep, I figured as much. It's a big fat mic cable just wrapped around. I guess we just got to invest in the shorter ones. That's funny. All right, so here's the next one. Let me see if I can flip this around. Hold on, show you my Photoshop skills. Ooh, let's see, not good. Won't let me flip it around. Hold on, stick with me. Let's see. Gotta get this thing flipped around so you guys can really see what's going on. Here we go. Good enough, right? All right, so yeah, cool looking rig. Let me know if this is yours down in the comments. Let me know what camera that is. I can't tell, honestly, from this picture. I can't tell what it is, but let me know. Got the Atomos Ninja V on top, which is great for getting, that external recording, taking advantage of ProRes RAW if you can do it. Got a huge lens, not lens, but monitor hood on there. So you're going to be able to see out in bright daylight really easily. Powering it externally, so there must be a battery solution on here, I'm assuming, coming right from here. I think you sent a couple photos, but I just wasn't able to download all of them quick enough. But I imagine that's how you're powering it. Let me know in the comments so everyone can know. But yeah, this looks good. It looks like the Tilta cage and also a Tilta side grip. They're battery grips. You can power more things, which looks like what you're doing. You're powering the monitor and the camera off of it. And your follow focus, I see you got the Nucleus Nano here on the front. Really cool stuff. And these look like the SLR anamorphic primes, I think they're called, something like that. Let me know. That's what it looks like with that gear on the very front. I think SLRs, like little anamorphic ones, are like that. So that's cool. Cool looking stuff, man. Cool lenses. Let me know. I would love to know. So let's see here. Okay, Tommy Fam, what's up? Yeah, he says that's my do-it-yourself run and gun 2x anamorphic setup with A7 III. Awesome, dude. Yeah, it looks great. 2x anamorphic lenses are so beautiful. I love it. So let's see. All right, yeah, talking about it's a workout with some of these rigs getting so big and everything like that. And yeah, Tommy's saying he powers it through the side handle. Yeah, that's what I was thinking with this side handle here, that it was all powered off of that Tilta. So that's awesome, man. Very cool stuff. And it says it's the Kawa 8Z. Is that what the lens is? I'd love to know. Yeah, good looking stuff, man. I want to keep going so I don't miss anyone. I know the stream's been going now for, how long have we been going? About an hour. So keep going. Awesome stuff. Looks good. All right. Here's the next one. Comment below if this is yours. Love to know. What do we got here? This is my first time really looking at these. Some of them I just downloaded really quick, but taking a closer deep dive here, see what we've got. Yeah, we got a lot of Sony people on the channel. I love it. So looks like a Sony a7S II, probably. Looks good. Got the Rokinon 35mm lens. Great lens. Got the nice follow focus ability there if you want to add one. I don't see follow focus, but you could definitely add it. Small rig matte box. This is just getting so popular, so I think that's great. Keeps it nice and clean, easy to just clamp on there. Good handle on the top. I will say try and lower that monitor. Put it up front here instead, somewhere if you can find a place to mount it. Get it a little bit lower. I'm telling everyone the exact same thing, but I think it looks great. And I like that you're using a smaller V-mount battery setup. That's awesome. A lot of us get stuck building like these really huge rigs, and I think this looks good. I like how small it is, compact. Simple small rig, 15mm little base there, which is great. And just got a Manfrotto, looks like quick release plate. Throw it onto a tripod, you're good to go. I like that. It's simple, and the V-mount battery's not getting in the way of the LCD, so you can quickly get to your settings back here. And yeah, I think that looks really nice. Nothing too much that I would change about it except just lowering that monitor to down here somewhere if you can mount it a little bit lower or something. But even not a big deal. If it's working for you, I think it's really nice. I like it. Looks good. Yeah. All right. Let's move on to the next one here. Thank you guys again for submitting all these. Sorry if I'm just getting to yours now. There's been a lot of great submissions, and I'm just trying to get to them as quick as I can. So here we go. Here's our next one. Let's see. The camera's missing. No camera on there. Maybe there was another photo with it in there. I'm sure there was. I got sent a handful of photos just kind of last minute here, and I'm trying to scramble it all together, but we'll just pretend there's a camera right here. Boom. A7S IV. I'm just kidding. Yeah, it looks good. got an interesting gimbal setup here. Looks like the Ronin S. I can definitely see the Ronin S. And then just kind of a fully custom ring there. Who's that from? Let me know down in the comments. Let's see. Ben Folsom says that's his. He says it's a Crane 3S. Huh. Okay. Wow. It looks like a Ronin, but maybe it's not. Okay. All right. So yeah, Crane 3S modded to make gimbal smaller. I didn't like the size of the existing rings available for it, so I built something small. It makes it 1,000,000 times more functional. Yeah, dude, this thing's nuts, man. I was gonna say, I was like, this looks just totally different than a lot of the ones I've seen being sold and that sort of thing. So it looks pretty custom. Let me know, did you kind of bring all these parts together and make up a lot of this yourself, or what? It looks dope. Really cool looking ring mount there. Obviously great support, so you can easily set it down. Yeah, interesting. Crane 3S all broken down, so I like that. It's really cool. A lot of parts here, I can't tell exactly what they are, but it looks like some airy rosettes in there, maybe holding up the gimbal or something. I know you sent more photos. I'm sorry I couldn't get them all like into this quick enough. I don't know. I kind of want to see if I can find any, but let's see. Hold on. See if I can pull up any more from Ben. Okay, here's another angle. All right. Hold with me. We're going to get this thing popped in. So here we go. Here's another angle. So yeah, now I can definitely tell it's the Crane 3S. That's easy to see. Get this underneath so I can do a little drawing on it. Yep, there's that Crane 3S handle on top. And then, yeah, really cool rig built around it. I see you've got the phone mounted, and look at that. First guy on the whole stream to actually have a small rig monitor mount. That's my guy right there, man. Those are good, nice and solid. It's not going to wiggle around or move on you. It's the best piece small rig ever made. Got a bunch of them. So, yeah, this looks dope. I'm like looking at this whole setup now and just going, how did you do this? What did you do to make this thing mount to this ring? Interesting. If you have a video on it, Ben, definitely post it in the chat and stuff so everyone can check it out. I think that's really cool. Good looking rig, man. I can see you've got the monitor down here. I'm sure you have plans to mount it up top somewhere. Make sure you use another one of those small rig mounts to mount it. Get it nice and solid. So yeah, good looking stuff, man. Thank you so much for submitting that. It's a really cool looking rig. All right. Let's see what we got here. Whoop. Too many on at once. Okay. Sorry, the resolution is a little low on this one, guys. I might have just dragged it right off Instagram and it was like, gave me the low like thumbnail quality or something, but hopefully you can see what's going on here. If this is yours, leave a comment down below in the chat. Let us know what's going on with it. Yeah, so let's see here. It looks like another A7S type style camera. I can't tell for sure, but it looks like an A7S in there. Got a Tamron, I think. Tamron lens, Tamron zoom lens. That looks good. And then it looks like you've got the Tilta matte box on there also. So good clean setup. Tilta top handle, Tilta cage. Gotta love it, man. All the good Tilta stuff. Follow focus. I can't tell with this resolution, but I'm sure you've got a little ring on there to pull focus. Yeah, Matt Gillard says that's his. Awesome, dude. Thank you. Let me know in the comments what all the parts are and everything, what camera you're using, what lens and everything. Yeah, it looks good. Use my last photo sent though. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to get them all put up here. Okay, last photo. Here we go. Nice. Okay. Sorry. I got a lot of photos right at the end, and I was trying to get them all dropped in and pulled up as quick as I could. So here we go, boys. All right. Zoom in. Oh, my face is in the background. Okay. All right. So cool stuff, man. This looks nice. Let's see if I can do a little bit of drawing here. Well, let me draw. Come on. Oh, wrong layer. There we go. All right. There we go. All right. Oh, this layer is killing me. Sorry, it's hard to like live live scratch out my face. Nobody wants to look at that all day. We want to look at this camera rig. All right, so yeah, this is a much better angle. Good call. Much better resolution as well. So got that side focus handle. Whoop whoop. I just did a full review of it. You guys probably all hopefully saw it. I don't know. But yeah, so looking good. Big fat V-mount battery on the back. Boom. I'm gonna power this thing all day. Tilt the matte box like we were saying. That looks great. Yeah, I haven't used it yet, but I know a lot of people really like that matte box. Obviously, like we said, great parts here. But look at this. Come on, man. He's got the top handle here with all those empty holes. Do the slow dramatic zoom in to the pixels. Yeah, so mount the monitor on the front if you can. I'm sure Tilta makes one, because look how high your monitor is. There's all this extra space right here. Boop. Too high. So I think I'm just gonna retitle this video like mount your monitor on the handle. I don't know, I'm just playing, man. So yeah, this looks dope though. I love it. I got the small HD Focus 5, it looks like, in a cage, which is great. Protect your monitor. And then obviously you've got a little mount on there so you can tilt it around. I think this is a rotating one as well, which is nice if you need to film yourself. But yeah, try and mount it on the front there if you can. Lower that center of gravity. Otherwise, this thing looks dope. Love it. Nothing I would change. Okay, I still can't see it in this image, but how are you pulling focus? Is there a focus ring on there? Maybe it's just not on in this photograph. Can't tell for sure. And then something interesting going on here. I can't tell exactly, but it looks like you've got the Manfrotto Tripod, and then you've gone from the 502 to the RC2 quick release plate, I think. So you put an RC2 quick release plate on top of the 502. Let me know in the comments if that's what's going on and why you did that instead of just putting the 502 quick release plate right on the bottom and doing 2 quick release plates. I would be interested to know. I used to rock this plate all the time, and then I switched to the 502, but I've never seen them combined together, not very frequently. So I'd love to know your thinking behind that, what's going on there. But yeah, man, this looks great. Good looking rig. You love to see it. So, man, I think I hit all of them. If I missed yours, let me know. I'll try to get to it real quick. A couple other rigs back here. Love it. Good looking desk too. Like the lighting, nice wood, nice little microphone. Ooh, little audio input down there. Oh, what's this? Little live stream audio box. Guys, let's just do a desk review of his office. What do you think? Got a sweet little mug there with a little scooter on it. Ooh, nice keyboard too. Man, he's got the aesthetics going on here. Little headphone thing, plant. Oh, my face showed up again. No. Yeah, this is dope. I don't know why we're reviewing your office right now, but I'm just having fun with it. Good stuff. So, yeah, fun stuff. Let's go back. If I missed any, let me know. I'll do a quick refresh on Instagram, see if there's any ones that I missed. There's one in there. Let me see if I can pull it up. Okay. All right. Hold on. I'll get this last one pulled up, and then we'll probably have to call it quits on the rest of them because it is getting late, and I don't want you guys to have to hang out here too long waiting for your rig to get reviewed. So let me pull this one up real quick. All right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. If you've been enjoying this, be sure to hit like, subscribe, all the good stuff. Really helps me out, helps the channel when you guys do that. So here we go. All right, here we go. All right, so let's see. I still got it pulled up. Who's this one from? This is from, sorry if I'm going to mess up your name, but Josu Mirandai. I'm sorry, I butchered it. But yeah, so let's check it out. Got a sweet looking rig here as well. Let's see. I'm going to pull up my paintbrush here. Do some little markups. All right, so interesting matte box on there. I can't tell what brand that is, but I'd love to know. Comment below. Looks like you've got a small rig top handle. Looks like probably the NATO version. I have the same one right here. And then I can see you've got the monitor mount on the front of the handle. Nice work. Very good. Good. Get the monitor up there when you want that. And then, good full 15 millimeter rod setup. Looks like maybe the 16-inch ones. You got the monitor support. So that's great. I'll zoom in here a little bit so you guys can see too. Looks like you have the Hollyland Mars 400, Mars 400 possibly in there. So you do wireless transmitting if anyone's pulling focus for you. There's no focus module on there, so I guess no one's pulling focus, but client monitors, they can see what's going on. Great V-mount battery setup, all-day battery life. That's awesome. And yeah, it looks like a pocket cam, pocket 4K, because I see an adapter in there. Yeah, looks good, man. And the 50 to 100, what is that? Is that a Sigma 50 to 100? I can't tell. Or is it one of the rehoused ones? It looks a little different. I don't think I've ever seen one with that style of 50 to 100 numbering on there before. But yeah, man, this is a good looking rig. Take a look at a couple other photos here. Looks like you've got other versions of it. Got the D&O battery on there, which I used a bunch of times, made reviews. Yep, there's your wireless transmitter. Got a full big monitor on the side, so maybe someone pulling focus can see it. It looks nice. And then I can see this is your shoulder rig mount setup, a couple little arms there. Yeah, this looks dope. And a wireless receiver for your lav mics. Yeah, looks good. And a little on-set behind the scenes picture. Yeah, cool stuff, man. Thank you so much for dropping that in, for sharing with everyone. Lots of good stuff came in. Thank you guys all so much for submitting your photos of the camera rigs. It's been just a lot of fun to review them, break them down, everything like that. So I'm going to hop into the comments real quick, see if I missed anything, and then we'll probably have to sign off soon because we're going for almost an hour and a half. Woo! Okay. Let's see. Yeah, just a lot of you guys commenting back and forth. I love that. Let's see here. All right. Yeah, just talking about how you're building the rigs. I can see back and forth just chatting about that. That's great. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, but Josu. That's probably not how you say it. I'm sorry. He says, yeah, it's a Sigma 50 to 100. Just put a sticker on it. Love the big numbers. Heck yeah. I was going to say, I've never seen that lettering before on that lens, but that's what it looked like. But I just never seen that lettering, so I love that. I would love to put big stickers on some of my lenses that don't have it too. That was something that I liked about the Pictor zooms. You can see there's just huge numbering there, the 20 to 50. So, all right, I love that. Yeah, so good stuff. Yeah, Robert Frampton says, I'm surprised by how many rigs lack side handles. I suppose there's benefit to running light and small, but side handles add so much more stability. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how long you've been on the stream, but there have been a lot with the tilt aside focus handle, which is great, obviously, for pulling focus. There have been a good handful of them and a lot that didn't as well, but I know a lot of guys are rocking shoulder rigs, and a lot of it I saw just on tripods, so maybe they don't need the side handle. I don't always have one on there. It just depends on what I'm shooting. If I'm doing handheld, I'm definitely using that side grip. But yeah, good comment there. I love having that grip, especially the new focus, the side focus handle that I just added a bit ago to mine. Super helpful. Just did a whole video on it. I'm sure you guys all saw, or I'm sure you saw that. So, yeah, Amir says, he says, can you say what is your camera? Yeah, so the camera that I'm shooting this live stream on is my Sony a6500. I use it for all my live streams because it has really good autofocus. And then my main camera that I use the most for client shoots that are my own shoots is the Pocket 6K. And then the Fujifilm X-T4, which I have on the back shelf here. So yeah, those are the cameras that I'm rocking the most right now, besides ones we use at the studio. So Danny, what's up? He says, no, I missed most of the stream. Missed my chance of submitting. Yeah, sorry, man. We are wrapping up, but I will get you on the next one because I'm trying to do these camera rig reviews regularly, so that anyone that's switched out their camera, rigged it up even more, changed it, you can always resubmit, and those that miss it can submit and everything like that. So Sky A, what's up? He says, what's your opinion about the 6K Pro? Yeah, we talked about this basically at the very beginning of the stream, but I think it's a great camera. If you have the Pocket 4K, upgrading to the 6K Pro would probably be worth it, because obviously you're getting the larger sensor, but you're also getting the tilting screen, the better battery life, just all of those great features, the built-in ND filters. If you're on the Pocket 6K like I am, going from the 6K just to the 6K Pro may not be totally worth it, especially if you already have it fully rigged out like we've been showing. We've already solved a lot of those problems ourselves, because Blackmagic kind of made something we needed to rig out. So you probably don't need to upgrade if you already have the 6K to the 6K Pro. But if you don't like running rigged out and you want to get rid of the big batteries and your ND filters on the front, and your like external monitor, maybe it's worth upgrading to the Pro so you can have a smaller camera package. That's just my opinion. I may upgrade to it. We'll see. Maybe I'll do it just so I can show you guys. But yeah, we'll see. Vector, what's up? Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining the stream. Yeah, guys. So thank you so much, everyone that submitted photos tonight of your camera rigs. It's been so much fun to hang out with you guys. Look at them. I learn something every time I look at people's different rigs. So please hit the like button if you've been enjoying this, and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, because it's definitely a community that I want all of you to be a part of. So tons of fun. I will catch you guys really soon in the next video, in the next live stream and everything. Again, thank you guys so much for watching and submitting your photos. It was a lot of fun to check out the different rigs. I hope you guys have a good night. We'll see you in the next one. Adios.